Leo, is this our first lady inductee? We're inducting a lady, it's the first lady inductee. Leo, huh? You know too, Steve, because you always got a good eye forward. So this is the first in Queensland for our Boxing Hall of Fame. Today we're inducting a lady into our, I'll tell you what, don't get really left either. She's Rosalie Butch. And we'd like to call Sharon Anyos up. And to present the award to Sharon, we have Gloria the Queen, and we have an assistant. Gloria, do you want an assistant? Or you're pretty right. We're fine. I'm going to give you the microphone there. You just carry it through now. I'll get the thing down for us, okay?
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, may I introduce to you inductee number 78 into the Queensland Boxing Hall of Fame, Sharon Anyos, the Wild Thing. Sharon switched from martial arts.
I feel like you want your face.
Sorry. Sharon switched from martial arts to boxing in 1998. She won the Australian female lightweight title in her debut fight. Sharon had 17 professional fights, won 14, lost 3. Sharon also fought 9 times for world titles, twice for Oceania titles, and her 3 defeats came in world title contests. In 1998 and 1999, Sharon won Oceania titles in 2 weight divisions. During the year 2000, Sharon won the WIBA, the vacant IBA, and the WBL, female featherweight titles. In 2004, Sharon won the WBF World Featherweight title. The year 2005, she won the inaugural WBC World Female Featherweight title. In all, Sharon won world featherweight titles in 5 different boxing jurisdictions. In 2007, Sharon was awarded a WBC Emeritus title. She's also proclaimed the WBC's Peace and Goodwill Ambassador. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very worthy inductee into the Queensland Boxing Hall of Fame and the first female inductee. Sharon Anyos.
There's our Queensland Boxing Hall of Fame badge that you can wear with pride. You want to hear a few words from Sharon? Yes. Of course we do.
Thank you so much. Wow, I'm pretty passionate about always being first, no matter what I try to do, so this is pretty special. Thank you to the Queensland Boxing Hall of Fame Committee and the whole Queensland Boxing Committee. community. I'm really, really grateful. The faces I see in this room just blow me away. I'm like, looking at the way everyone, oh my gosh, I haven't even got over the side of the room. But to be in a room like this and around the people, that the calibre of the people that are here, and listen to Ethel and Eddie Pike and that before, and just hearing their stories and hearing what they've done, and Gloria, you yourself, you know, it's been incredible. And to be hanging out with Paul Breitz after a long time, it's been a long time since we hung out, hasn't it, Paul? And we run up some pretty horrible hills, just thinking, what the hell are we doing? But we knew what the mission was. It was pretty awesome. I did get told I was allowed to have the microphone for a little bit. And did you want to sit down or you want to hang out? I'm not going to. No, you don't have to. You can have a seat. Yeah, I'm getting coached now, what I'm going to say. That's all right. So I think I'm probably one of the most luckiest women or athletes. Not only do I have just an incredible group of people, I was the same as when the Brackens jumping billies, and we didn't say anything to anyone, or we didn't invite people, they just come. I've just ended up with half a room full of people that just said, we're just not going to miss it no matter what. But there's been my mum, I love you, you are an incredible, you are like, my mum, when you say a mother sacrifices everything for her kids, she definitely has, and without my mum and my dad, has anybody heard of Grasshopper? Master Grasshopper, we call him all over the world. And I try to embarrass him as often as I can. I wouldn't be here without this guy who believed in me when I was like 5 years old and at the age of 13. When I said, hey Dad, I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. He said, what's that? I said, I want to be the champion of the world. He goes, I was like, I have no idea, but I think my fists will get us there. And he's like, let's go. And from like prior to that, I was doing karate, and I was entering in all the men's divisions and the boys' divisions instead of the girls' divisions, because I could beat all the girls, and it was pretty powerful. So do you want to come up, Grasshopper? Because it won't be the same if you're not here next to me. He always said to me from such a young age, he said, stick with me, kid, and I'll make you a star. Sometimes he said, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. But we're just going to keep going, and every gym we went into, didn't matter what part of the world we're in. And, you know, I don't know whether you guys know much about it, but you go somewhere and everyone thinks they're the trainer and they know, and you just got to listen to them. And my dad just went in, ears open, eyes open, his mouth shut, and was as humble as everything, and just watched what all the other world champions were doing, and he would imitate it, and he'd say, we've got it, don't worry about it. He had been in the boxing tents. We went from karate to touch contact kickboxing when it first came in. Paul, you remember those nice coloured boots we used to have to wear? Then full contact kickboxing, then Muay Thai. Like, it was just, we just went from one code to the other until we had Joe Bugner and James Bone Crusher Smith were getting ready to fight on the Gold Coast, and I was just about to fly to Japan to win a Muay Thai world title. When my videos got over there, the chick retired and said, I'm not fighting, and we had media all through the gym, and Dad's like, what the hell am I going to say? I can't even tell her, and that's when Joe Bugner said, why don't you just come and fight on my card? And our boxing career was sort of launched then, wasn't it? But, has anybody here been divorced or had a really bad breakup? Half the room goes, yep. So, I think with what happened with my dad, what happened with my dad was we were so close, they call us the twins. Obviously I'm the better looking one of the two, right? No. So, and for those that don't know, this guy's still head of security at the Grand Hotel in Labrador. He's like 72, he still has the pads out. So you're not allowed to F-bomb, it's my turn. 27. So he tells his grandkids he's still 27. But we trained for so long together through karate and the whole kickboxing, Muay Thai, the start of boxing, and then we had this fallout, which we didn't actually have the fallout, it just happened, and I think it happened for lots of people. And I got to experience training with other trainers, got to have times where I got to train with the likes of Paul Breitz, John Wayne Parr. It was just amazing, it was lots of growth, but in the biggest part of my heart, I knew the only person that knew me as a trainer was my dad. So luckily he's still standing here next to me. How many people in here have actually been on a treadmill? Put your hand up if you've been on a treadmill. You have to participate in this bit. If you have been on a treadmill, put your hand up. Have you made it go really, really fast and you thought you were going to fall off? Alright, so I want to kind of tell you something, right? We went over to the UK. It was my first overseas world title. I think I only had all of, 3 fights before that. was fighting Jane Couch. It was crazy stuff, and it was a big flight, and we've had an argument, as we do all the time before fights, and I just said, oh, look, I'm going to the gym. We couldn't get a hold of Mum, like she wasn't answering phones. We're thinking she's just going to the casino and playing pokies the whole time we're going. She doesn't even care, right? She actually won. She had no money to come with us. We couldn't afford her flights over. I was only getting paid £900 for the fight. She actually went to the casino and she won enough money to go and book a flight and turn up. So while I'm having a fight with my dad, saying, well, I'm out here, I'm going to get on the treadmill. And he goes, oh, we're doing later. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. And anyway, my mum ended up showing up there and then. It just blew us away. We didn't get in touch with her for like 2 days. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? Is she like not sleeping at all? She's just on those pokie machines. When I was down on the treadmill and I'm thinking, I've put 10 in, I'm thinking 10 k's now is going to be easy. And I run, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so hard, I'm so unfit, the flight has killed me. I've never flown overseas before, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I'm going to get knocked out. Next thing you know, Dad comes down and we're in a pretty nice hotel, right? So he's got the whole bath blanket. He doesn't grab the hand towel or anything to come to the gym, he's grabbed the bath blanket. And he goes, hey, I'm like, I'm thinking, I don't want to tell him how bad I feel because he's going to think we're in trouble, right? This is the first world title we're fighting for. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm like, I'm running on this thing thinking, oh, I'm dying. Anyway, he sticks his bath blanket over his little thing on his treadmill. I said, don't worry, I'll help you out, Dad. Just like, get on the other side. So he steps on it and I'm like, we'll be right. So I put on 10. And so I said, just as it starts to warm up, just jump on because we're so used to running on the streets of the Gold Coast, right? So the treadmill takes off, Dad jumps on, it gets faster and faster. I can hear him huffing and puffing. I'm dying on the one next to me thinking, fuck, this is hard. And then next thing you know, his bath blanket goes, he goes to grab it, he's off the other end. I am pissed. I'm pissing myself. I'm pissing myself. And the only thing he says to me is, you stupid bitch, what is that on? I said, oh, I need you to try it first, Dad. It's on 10, we're doing 10 k's an hour and we are dying. He goes, what is it on? I said, it's on 10, like what we normally run at home. He goes, we're in the UK. That's 10 miles an hour. So we're running at 16 kilometres an hour. I was wondering why I was unfit, couldn't handle it on the treadmill and why he fell off.
She's the funny part of that thing. I said, watching Sharon climb through the ropes into a boxing ring brought back my early days when I was very young. And would have made my dad so proud because he was a boxer and he always said about this karate stuff. What is that stuff? Hello, Willie. This is one of Sharon's boys. The rest of the boys are over here. They can come over here in a second and say hi to the crowd in a minute. The worst part I ever seen about with Sharon, being the athlete she is, and as we all know, every trainer likes to have a beer after the fights. Just a quick beer. She was always the last one on. The bars were all closed by the time she finished fighting, so I always ended up without the drink. So things weren't so good, but got to be proud of the girl. She did everything. She fought anyone at the drop of a hat, didn't care, ever since she was little, and still does. Now, she went over to train with Roy Jones Jr. a couple of years ago, thinking she's going to have a rematch, or what do you call it, comeback fight, same time as Roy Jones, and I said, no, it's all over. Sad times. Thank you.
they end up walking out my one anyway. It's like, I think for me, like to be the first one, when the WBC said that they were going to rank women fighters, and like I'd already won a couple of world titles before that, and there was like next to no recognition because it wasn't the green belt, it wasn't the WBA or the IBA or the WBA was the top three. Hang on, baby. Yes. He loves all the girls. And the boys. And I remember the WBC, I got a phone call and the call was, hey, did you know the WBC has started ranking women? And I was like, oh my God, that is amazing. Like, that is just the step we need to be able to get recognised worldwide. Because even though I'd won world titles, I didn't get any of the recognition that the men got. And when I said, and they said, oh, guess who's number 2? I'm like, who? And they're like, oh, you idiot. Anyway, it was me. So I got straight to the phone. I rang number 1. He's just going to introduce everyone. So I rang number 1 and they said, there's no way I'm fighting you. So I rang number 3. Hang on, baby. I rang number 4. I rang number 5. I had no everyone. He's such a gorgeous soul. This is a boy that teaches you about how to be present in every moment when we're all in a rush. And I think when I realised, when I reached out to the WBC, I said, listen, I've reached out to the top 5. I'm not going to do further than that. If I'm going to be a world champion, I need to fight someone that can actually, that's already recognised. So I ended up fighting number 1 in the weight division down, which meant I had to make sure, because every fighter here knows that the scales is probably the biggest fight of the whole, like the biggest part of the whole fight. So I wanted to make sure I got on the scales. Instead of being under 57 kilos, I wanted to get on the scales under she did. So she came in and I come in at 54. And it was here on the Gold Coast, and it was the first ever WBC Women's Featherweight World Title. So to think that not only have I just made history today, but I made history then. I was the first Australian woman to ever win a world title. Like my heart is so full. This sport has just created the person that I am and been able to allow me to give back so much to all the community as well. So huge thank you for everyone that has come, everyone that's together.